Hello and welcome. The video entitled, Who, What Do You Trust? And I want to start it off by showing an image of former wrestling entertainer, performer, Stone Cold Steve Austin, DTA's son. Don't trust anybody. One way of looking at it is, unless you know for a fact it totally deserves your trust, and you have to at times trust certain elements, but be very careful along the situation in life, for there's a lot of people in this world that are always looking to scam. That's something that you should always be aware of. And there's always people with good intentions who may be lacking the information that may be needed or the qualities for such. So something to think about as we move into this. But speaking of such on a scientific mathematical level, I trust that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. But if there's ever a situation where it would not be, I don't know how that would be it, then it would not. And I would have to trust something else and figure out why it isn't. But I realize that I'll definitely always trust 2 plus 2 is 4. Bitcoin. What do you trust about Bitcoin? I trust its mathematical, its programming abilities, its code, its language, and that with the internet on, and I trust that it's stabilizing, meaning it's not going to be down for a long period of time, is extremely probable. I trust at this given time with Bitcoin, it is very easy to turn it into physical silver. It is very easy to use it in many forms of real money. I trust that I can go onto different exchange type places and move different accounts back and forth, quote unquote, trade the markets. And I also trust in my abilities that I will do a good job to thus increase that total. I do not trust that this will have value in 10 years. It could. I realize as a situation of diversification and of even form of you never can know how major events could happen, that if it does happen to do great, well, maybe having just a little piece of the pie is a good idea. I was just recently watching a Dave Ramsey video who talks about investing and such. He states, I wouldn't put 2 nickels in that mess. This was back when it was 3,000. And well, I guess he's not all about that situation I talk about. Let's talk about other forms in trust. And I'll bring up the dollar index code just because it's the best thing I can show for this example. Yeah, I could put a picture of a dollar bill, but I ended up losing a lot of trust over the years, I guess you could state. I really never was informed to how money / currency was actually created growing up, but I realized that was the way of the world. I almost have to bow my head, tip my cap on a not so, or a twisted way, that's a good word, for the bankers, the money creators, if you will, to keep the people, well, uninformed for quite some time. However, I've noticed that a lot of people are unhappy with the fiat currency situation. I now know and can trust in the fiat currency system that it is a debt-based economic model. That the only way that it can ever come into existence, that is quote-unquote money, is by bringing debt into existence, and debt can never be paid off because of such. And the more aggressive that lenders are in interest, the more aggressive the debt fiasco is going to be. So when I see student loan debts, credit card debts, mortgage debts, and all the others alike at the levels they are now, well, that's the trust I have in the economic or the mathematics working out as such. I'm always going to believe 2 + 2 = 4 because the math will always work. But I also trust that if I have, in my case, Canadian dollars, or if I go to the United States, American dollar bills, if I have a bank account with digital numbers on it, that if I take it to merchants, I trust right now that I will be able to use it for trade. I trust that tomorrow, next week, and you gotta think next month, it's most certain going to be used for trade. Earlier today, I bought a bag of chips. I don't buy them too often. 66 grams, I think. It was $1.69 Canadian. Those bags used to be about 75 cents 25 years ago. And a larger size bag of about 140 grams. Well, 180 grams would have been $1.99. So I got to keep trusting that as those numbers of currencies go up, that the prices are going to keep going higher. And I can list so many different items which keep inflating throughout the years. But can I trust that I can, with $100, get enough gasoline to maybe travel 100 miles? I can't, because I don't know if that's going to be the case. I can't even trust if the fiat currencies will even be in existence in 10 years. Because I can't trust the central banking system to have an economic model based on the debt-based system to actually work for the people. Just like I can't trust if I take a bottle of water or bottle of any liquid and I throw it down towards the ground, I can't trust that it's just going to fly high in the sky like a rocket ship, because that's not going to happen. Laws of science. Moving back to another cryptocurrency like Litecoin. I trust that if I go to my hardware wallet, that I will be able to log in perfectly. My funds will be in there. And if I were to be able to trade as many as I want up to what I have, it will definitely rather cost me 3 to 4 cents. It would take a major catastrophic weird event for that price to be much higher. And for the same reasons as Bitcoin, I trust its system within the ledger, the blockchain, and how the blockchain system functions. But can I trust that it's going to survive over its competition? That it's even going to have value in the year 2025? I cannot, no. Now, physical silver brings me an interesting aspect, which is why I state this is about the only asset class that I think for long term that I would deem as safe, with gold getting a very beneficial runner-up, and I really can't think of much more. Palladium and so many other smaller effects, different story. But I trust that in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, people are going to be requiring and wanting food, water, and so many obvious things in this world. Those are pure mechanisms of survival. People are going to want to travel in whichever forms they are used to in whatever future times. And because I talked about within Litecoin, you don't know what kind of competition can come in and take them out. Within the monetary system, same with the fiat currencies, because that to me is what the blockchain is doing, is competing with the debt-based system and doing a pretty good job right now. But what competition can defeat silver? What new? This is a natural metal on the periodic table of elements. So what new thing can come out that can be such a bad situation for silver that its value will get destroyed? And this is something I can't figure out. It's there to me. A discovery of epic proportions is the only thing that is so unthinkable, and therefore pretty much unlikely. And even if a major discovery comes in that's amazing, that you think would be bad for silver, still may not. But It is a very important physical commodity within this world that as long as there's trade of any form of money, as long as people are bartering, then I realize silver is going to always maintain its value. For the amount of silver today that might buy 10 of one product might only buy 6 or 7 of that product in 10 years. And it might buy 60 or 100 of those products as we talk about an upcoming major silver rise. But to me, that is the whole point of the situation, is what other asset class other than gold or silver. And again, I don't want to talk about smaller items like palladium or different types of food storage or anything else like toilet paper, which is always going to be good. And these are, of course, items you can hold for many years. What else can there be? I don't trust really anything else in this world. So again, the whole DTA, don't trust anyone or anything. Well, make it earn your trust. Research it to the point where you got all the grounds covered, to the stage where if you know 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, like you know the mathematical debt-based economic model guarantees the type of living conditions that we have, just like 2 plus 2 is 4, then you can trust in such. Thank you for watching this video and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.